DayZ Standalone 0.62 update. Is this the patch that stands taller than all other patches before it? Will this be the patch that brings the masses back? And what did we get for a 3.5 gig download? Well, I don't know yet, but we'll find out together. Let's go. Let's start at the end. What did we get for over 3 gig of download? Well, we got quite a bit. I don't know if it's what you wanted, but I think it's what the game needs. We got new tree models, denser forest, new clutter, grass and small plants, new surface textures on the road, and but we'll get to the footage of these kind of things. Improved wind behavior, this is true. New shader for the wind, a whole list of stuff generally based around the visuals. There's no new, the game's not any smoother, that's for sure. It's how it was over the last couple of patches, but it did deliver everything it said it was going to do, and moreover, and what is good news, I think the days of them promising things and it not being delivered may be gone, because everything they said they were going to do, they actually did. Let's have a look at the sounds they put in. This, added to the visuals they've done. The denser forest, the swaying trees, was absolutely brilliant. Let's cut audio and have a short look and listen at this. You'll agree, it looks beautiful. So, even if you are one of the players that gets slightly miffed at the thought of playing DayZ Standalone right now, you have to agree that looks really, really good. In fact, it's actually never looked better, so they are doing something. Now let's step back and touch on a couple of things I mentioned before. Let's start with the road textures. It's the little details that are going to pull this game together. These roads we're looking at right now, you may not think they look much different, but they really do. When you tie it into the new graphics, with the denser shrubbery, the different trees, everything looks overgrown and more like it would be if it's been there for a long time. And we can't forget, this is a zombie apocalypse simulator. It still might be a laggy piece of shit sometimes, but it is looking better and better every time there is an update. Now, I came across a helicopter crash site. This relates to the smoke and the wind. It really does change now. For the longest time, it just a plume went up into the air. But it does change direction with the wind, and it does correlate somewhat with the trees and the grass and all that kind of stuff. It's very cool, and these are the kind of small additives they're putting in that are going to give it everything it needs at the end to tie it up as one of the greatest open world games that we've ever seen. Now, there has been some area changes. The one I looked at the most was the Northwest Airfield. The changes are pretty dramatic. It's much, much smaller, and in all honesty, I really can't see why. It seems like a pretty stupid idea, but that's really being honest. There's no point making it smaller, it just makes a tighter death hole, and they have raised the level of the little area to the south of Tent City, and I don't know why. Maybe so people can look into it a little bit further. It is more cluttered, and it does look better, I guess, from the outside looking in. But there is no point making it smaller, unless they're trying to push everyone right up the top of the map, which I guess is good. It's a longer trip, but for people that are just trying to get their head around the games, if you get anywhere close up the top of the map to the big military area, you're just going to die. People camp there non-stop and make it a really unpleasant experience. But anyway, Northwest Airfield, smaller, it's tighter, it looks better, but is it more functional and better for the game? No, I really don't think so. In all seriousness, is this the patch that will bring the players back? Well, no, it's really not. But let me show you why. Can you wear a vest anymore, or is it's the only thing I've continuously got on?
What?
A vest.
Like you can't take it off? I'm confused. What was your question?
I just died going up a ladder. Hello, darkness, my old friend. This is the problem with DayZ, and this is why people aren't running back to the game. Now, before anyone gets on their high horse and says, oh, it's alpha, Charlie, please. I know what alpha is. I know what beta is. I know in alpha, they put things in. They add. They do some refining. They repair. They add. But there's going to get to a point soon where everyone's going to go, that's probably enough. Just relax. Can you please start fixing the game? I remember there used to be a time when you could run up a set of stairs without a fear of snapping your leg. You could go up a ladder and it wasn't a problem. You could drive a car for more than 15 minutes without it turning into the devil and trying to kill you. I guess what I'm saying is, how is it that as the game advances and looks better and runs smoother, it is also getting worse, and the old problems are still the current ones? I think the problem also comes down to we don't have a reliable source of when these issues are going to get fixed. And these are issues we've been ragging on about for years, and it has been years. For a game that's made roughly $100 million, we haven't got our money's worth yet. And that has a dev team of 20 people, which is a lot. So at some point we have to say, listen, we're happy with what the game's got in it. Can you please fix some of the stuff that we're crying about and have been crying about in Facebook posts, in TeamSpeaks, in Discord servers, and on the forums themselves? At some point we have to realise also that we're not being listened to as a community of players. Me and my buddies, myself, I'm close to 3,000 hours. And sometimes I cringe at the thought of playing DayZ with its just awful glitches. This is not a video of hate. Please understand it. This is something I just really need to get off my chest because it's awful. And people can try and defend this all they want. The dev team, it looks like, from the outside looking in, it just looks like they've given up. This game has given me so many awesome memories and some of the best times with the best people. And I can't thank it enough. You know, it took me 5 or 6 different cracks at this video because it doesn't matter what I did, it was coming out like hate speech. And that's really not my intention. So, to summarise, 0.62 patch. Was it worth the 3.5, 3.6 gig download? Yep, because it looks really good and really special. And it's making this game better, albeit very slow. Is it going to bring the masses back to the game? Absolutely fucking not. And is it the best patch released? No, I don't think so. I wouldn't mind stepping back from the old days. Give me back the the Northeast Airfield. That's what I want. God, that was good. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave your comments where they need to be. I'm Charlie. Much love.